Magic the Gathering is having an unprecedented run. As of the recording of this video, Tarkir Dragonstorm is about to drop, and it's safe to say the set is an absolute fan favorite. People are rushing to get cards to add into decks of almost every single format, and the collectibles are, well, they're going through the roof. The value of these collector boxes and the items within them is absolutely pumping. But it's not just Tarkir Dragonstorm. Let's look a little bit around the corner and stare down what might be the most popular Magic the Gathering set of all time. That's right, Final Fantasy is coming shortly after, and the Final Fantasy set has the opportunity to be the widest reaching Magic set we've ever seen. Now, I believe Lord of the Rings would like to have a word with that statement, but I digress. Even though this set is going to be a good Magic the Gathering set, even for someone like me, who is not all in on the idea of Universes Beyond, I can recognize it's going to be an absolute banger. It does not mean that there are not concerns that I have with the release, especially surrounding the Play Booster Box. So today I'm going to talk about three major concerns I have with the Play Booster Box. We're going to talk about values, power level, and we're going to talk about reach. And I want to get into some of the nitty-gritty about what that means for not only this set, but the future of Magic the Gathering sets. So hold on to your hats, hit the like button, the subscribe button down below, because it helps a small channel like mine more than you can possibly imagine. And let's get into this discussion. Now, today's video is going to talk a lot about the price value and cost of these products, both at the game store and the individual level. So make sure you're ready for that conversation, because yeah, I do think Magic the Gathering products have gotten too expensive, but instead of spending tons of time on that idea, I'm going to talk about the ecosystem as it exists today, with just kind of the overstatement that I wish boxes didn't cost what they did. And if you like videos like this and you are subscribed to the channel, you know that most of what we do here is free-flowing. There's not really a script. It's just the ideas that I spend my time thinking about and express to each and every one of you. And if you're new here, you'll note that, yeah, this might get a little ranty because we don't use a script. But Final Fantasy, as I said in the introduction, is going to be a banger, but the Play Booster Box is an area that I could see some concerns. And just to get it out of the way, because almost everything in Magic revolves around this, we are going to talk about price. Right now, in the way too early pre-orders, in the insane, I don't know how you're either pre-ordering or pre-selling this product, we see the value of the Play Booster Box being around $160 on the secondary market, using TCG Player as a base. That's what we do here. We collect every single sold listing of sealed product from major TCG releases from TCG Player. We add it to the vault and we use it to analyze that data over a long period of time. And these sales being more expensive is something we definitely saw coming, but that does not mean it's not without ramification. Looking into Magic's history, we see things like Commander Masters, and note that there is a point where fans, consumers, players like you and me will turn away from the product. We will deem it to be too expensive, regardless of the cool trinkets, toys, and value in the box. Heck, the Commander Masters set booster box was one of the biggest flops of all time, primarily, if not only, due to its insane price point. And while Final Fantasy Play Boosters do not approach the realm of the Commander Masters set booster box, it is a wildly expensive Play Booster Box that has just been cut down on the number of packs. Remember, we went from 36 packs down to 30. And this is a concern for a multitude of reasons. Not only is more expensive general Magic the Gathering product, not collector product, just product used to sit down and play the game with your friends, I think a mistake, but it does beg the question, is this going to price some people out? Some people who would look and say, hey, I want to give this a try, I want to come back, this Play Booster Box is a little expensive to me, I'm not really interested because of the cost, so I don't get the opportunity to get my foot back in the Magic the Gathering door. This is the place where I think Universes Beyond shines the brightest, and to even up the ante and up the price at all and maybe keep someone out, I think, dims that light, diminishes the point at least a little bit. Now, I will say, to their credit, I did not see this price being what it was. I thought this Play Booster Box would cost well over $200, and the fact that it's at $160 right now on way too early pre-orders is lower than I expected. Heck, it costs a store around $24 extra to order a Play Booster of Final Fantasy than it does to order a Play Booster of something like Tarkir. So while it will be more expensive, I don't know if this will be a massive concern. But the extra price of the box does come with some caveats, and has to do some heavy lifting. And the second concern, again, like we said, everything kind of bases itself off the price, would be the power level of the set. Now, something the collector booster box doesn't have to worry about as much, I mean, it still does, but not as much, is power level. Because when you open a play booster box, when you sit down to either crack packs or play the game, you want to play with powerful, fun, and interactive cards. We saw in Aether Drift that no matter how much you could find value in these products, if the product wasn't fun, it wasn't powerful, you didn't want to add it to your decks, we didn't buy the product, and the value of the product tanked on the secondary market, leading a bunch of people who bought in a little bit early to feel kind of bad. And I worry that with Universes Beyond now being in standard, they are standard flowing through sets, they are supposed to be the same power level as every other Magic the Gathering release, or at least around, we have an opportunity to have a wildly underpowered set. You couple that with the increased price, and I see an area where we could find some holes. The collector product will always have people collecting Final Fantasy, shiny versions of their favorite characters, chase cards for their commander deck. These things will be true in the the collector product, but the play booster doesn't really have that in droves in a way the collector booster does, and because of that, the power level of this product matters. Now, it's a hard needle to thread for Wizards of the Coast. They have to kind of go right down the middle, make this thing far too powerful, and you have invalidated almost every other actual magical Magic the Gathering set that you create, and make it far too underpowered, and you have done poorly by the use of the IP and that partnership, and thus not had as wide of an on-ramp, not had as good of a relationship, as good of a showing with the community, etc., for all the Final Fantasy fans or Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy fans that may be looking to get their hands on the set. It's a really hard design space to operate in, and bringing Universes Beyond to standard was always going to have this concern, but now that we're here and we're on the back of a wildly successful Magic the Gathering release, it is rearing its ugly head. It's roaring like the dragon that is Tarkir in the background, and it just cannot be ignored. I hope that they threaded this needle well. I know there's some leaks out on Reddit and stuff like that I haven't really gotten into, but man, I'm interested to see what's going to come out. If you were to ask my opinion right now, I think it's going to shade on the side of too powerful, because then what does Wizards of the Coast care? They just destroy standard, and they've destroyed standard over and over again. It doesn't really matter to them. They sell their boxes. It's all good to go. We're not going to get conspiracy here on this video. We're going to stay locked in. And the final concern that I have for this set is the print run of the product. Now, I've been on record of saying I don't want collector booster boxes to ever be dumped on Amazon. It invalidates the idea of a collector product. I actually don't mind that there's collector product as long as there's play boosters that are readily available that people can get their hands on and use to play the game. Magic is the most played TCG in the entire universe. It is the best TCG to play in the entire universe, and for this reason, people need to be able to play it. It is your bread and butter of what you do well, Wizards of the Coast. So the print run of this play booster box is wildly important. I hope that they take a route much like Lord of the Rings. We saw Lord of the Rings still being available on Target shelves, Walmart shelves. Some game stores can still get their hands on these draft and set boxes for people to crack packs, play limited, enjoy with their friends. That is important. It makes the product go the distance, and it allows it to do what it does best: advertise Magic the Gathering to fans of another audience, to a wide group of people that would otherwise not look at that pack a second time. If they do not print this in droves, if this is not readily available, if they lean too hard in the play booster box realm to a limited print run, then it chokes the biggest, brightest point out of the Universes Beyond product that we've talked about several times in this video, and that could be a big miss. Now, to spill over a bit, if you stuck around this long, get a little bonus collector booster box take. Part of that is true with collector booster boxes as well. While I never want to see collector booster boxes dumped on Amazon for absolutely no money, I do believe that there has to be enough of them to go around initially. Collector booster boxes should not be wildly collectible or insane before they even release, right? This product should be on shelves, and yeah, you could tell me a story where it sells out and then you can't get any more, or there's a run on it after release, but leading up to release, there's no reason this product should be as crazy expensive as it is. But hey, I think that ship's already sailed. I think it's either the overwhelming popularity of the product or the wild speculation of those actually pre-ordering and pre-selling these products this early that has driven that price to where it is. More on that in a separate video. We'll get into it. I have some thoughts. But the price, the power level, and the print run are the 3 Ps, the PPPs, if you will, of my concern with the Play Booster box. And if they don't nail this, you could tell me a story where Universes Beyond for the rest of the year, especially Spider-Man, I believe, Marvel Spider-Man is the next Universes Beyond set to drop, is going to have the same issues. As we've seen Wizards of the Coast before, we know that the big battleship, the decision makers that change print runs, that deal with the price of the product, they take a long time to make these decisions. They're not a small indie company where they can just snap and change their mind. Most of these things are already in motion, and because of that, it could set the tone for the rest of the Universes Beyond set for the year. Now, yeah, I'll admit some of these are nitpicky concerns, but I think they are valid, and I think they have an opportunity to rear their ugly heads in the future. Although I do think Final Fantasy will be wildly popular. There's going to be something in there that we don't agree with, and I'm excited to see what it is. And more than that, I'm excited to just get my hands on the cards and play, because I do think it's going to be a banger. All right, so thank you so much for hanging out for today's video. I'm going to link another video over here that I think you'll like. Make sure if you do like this video and like my videos, click on that one. And thank you so much for hanging out. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh. I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you around. All right, goodbye.